exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
Where the hell is the start button?
Every chance I get, you can't change nothing if you don't do that. I pay my taxes even when it hurts. Sometimes I think though it's just getting worse. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me.
How y'all doing, baby? I truly hope you're living the American dream, baby. I hope you're staying warm today. I know it's frigid all over the country, baby, because it's cold down here in South Texas. It is like, I don't know, we're supposed to get like down to 27, 28 degrees. Somebody left the damn door open up north, and that stuff done creeped itself down here. So tonight and the next few nights, we are going to be down in the 20s. And so here we go. We're gonna find out if old Greg Abbott's repairs on the infrastructure here in Texas work. No, there's people already up by Dallas and stuff. There's already over 100,000 people here in Texas without power. You shouldn't be, because Greg Abbott didn't do nothing. Anyway, I did get to see the clip where he got booed at Donnie's little rally there. I don't know, Greg Abbott's just not gonna make it. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Woke up this morning to big news that we paid a little visit, baby. I'm sure compliments of the U.S. Navy came and knocked on somebody's door last night. The ISIS leader, I got his name here, is Abu Ibrahim al-Hasmini there's too many names here. Al-Qasarshi or something like that. Yeah, he's not with us anymore. Him, I guess his wife and kids up there were on the third floor of that building where he blew himself up and just decided to take the chicken shit way out. Yeah. Anyway, he's off the map, and we won't have to be worried about it. There's a story in there that said he was planning a big comeback for ISIS, and so maybe he won't be doing that anymore. And as Biden says, it does send a message. We will reach out and knock on your doorbell, baby. We will come visit. It may take a matter of time, but we get around to it, baby. So yeah, kudos to the team that carried that out, and good on them. Anyway, that's my thought. I'm an old Navy guy, and I enjoy that. Anyway, what else is going on? I have no idea, because I've been gone all day, and yesterday too. Sorry I missed yesterday's show. I didn't get home till late. By the time I got home, I had nothing but that couch in mind. And tonight wasn't much better. But anyway, I'm so glad y'all are here. Let's get right into it. Let me see who's going to be doing this. Me? You? I don't know who's doing it. Let me see if somebody magically appears up here. I don't know if Travis has control of his computer. He's trying to build it and put it together. Let me see. Let's see what happens if I do it. It's slow. That's what it's telling me. It's slow as must be molasses up in the lines or something, because there's Travis.
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me. No, we're sharing control at the moment.
Okay, you got control.
Yeah. No, the internet is kind of crap down here at the moment.
Okay.
I'm kind of guessing it has to do with the weather, but
yeah. The lines and they're cold. Anyway, hey, wait, before we get started, I forgot something. Let me say hello to Michael James and Jeff Curry. The remixtress is with us, as is Tracy Tobias, my next door neighbor. Adina Michaels here. BW's here. Stephanie Dean is here and says Jay is on his way home. Ooh, I bet somebody's happy about that shit. Dorothy Tyndall is with us. Adina Michael. S. Warren all the way from Georgia. Amanda Elliott, thank you for being here. Michael Falbester, always thank you, brother, for being here. Jeff Curry's here. Amanda, BW, Donald Ware. Damn, man, I get my tongue all tied up here. Jan Beats is with us, our own Bernadette Pree. Thank you, Adina Michael. Sue Plum, all the way from Kentucky. Nancy Halverson and Michael Chapik, thank you for being here. Let me see, who else is here? Let me see, Claudia Reyes Garcia, thank you for being here, darling. Oh, shit, it just jumped. George Murray, Jug Stuff, Robin Lyons is here. Martha Olivera. Let me see, I got to hit this button. Maria Betancourt, and I just had a conversation. Suzanne Forseppi's here. Gary Spring, all the way from Canada, and Curtis Wood. Thank y'all for being. Oh, shit. Don't do that. Had a discussion with Diana Nallery. Nallery. It's because I misspelled it on my phone, and I never changed it ever. Diana Mallory. I just got off the phone with her just a little while ago up in Ohio. She is without power right now. She does have heat, but she wanted to give a shout out to all the Blue Dots, because I don't know if she's going to be able to make it into the chat tonight or not. She's trying to work off her phone, and she doesn't know if she can get all that working. But Diana Mallory, take care of yourself, darling, and stay warm. And maybe the lights will come back on pretty soon. It's been out for 4 hours now, she said. But anyway, Johnny Fly, how are you faring up in Pennsylvania, brother?
Well, it's all rain so far, a little warmer, but tomorrow around 11 o'clock, we're supposed to get a mix. It's going to get nasty.
It's going to get nasty. Well, yeah, you're going to get what's. You haven't gotten what this line they have going all the way from Texas all the way up yonder.
Well, yeah, I'm on the warm side of it.
Oh.
And then by tomorrow, we're going to get the shitty end of it. So it's the ice, freezing rain, sleet, and then turn to snow, supposedly.
Boy, howdy.
So, it's going to be a mess. I thank God I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah. Yep. No, I went out a little while ago and got everything that we thought we might need for the next day or two, because, like I say, it's going to drop down to the 20s tonight and stay there for a few days. Well, not during the day. I think we're going to warm up back into the high 30s or.
I see. I think it was on the news or online here. I already see that they're getting freezing rain or ice storm or something down in Texas. I think it's what, Dallas or up that way? Up
around San Antonio north. They're really getting it bad up there. There's already a bunch of people up without power, I believe, up in the Dallas area. So yeah, it's for a place that, we're not used to these bitter cold temperatures.
Well, you know what? I thought that your governor Abbott would have had everything straightened out with the power grid. What's going on there?
Yeah. Greg Abbott ain't gonna do nothing unless Donnie shits a turd, and Greg Abbott's gonna run over there and try to lick it up. That's what his job is. He doesn't have any other job than to keep Donnie's butt clean. Anyway, Jeremy, how are you?
The other side of that storm, and we started out with rain. It ended around 10, and then between 10 and sunset we got 3 inches of snow, and overnight there's another 18 coming.
Oh man,
it's fine. I want snow. Look at my
you want it, huh?
I'm a snowmobiler. I play in the snow, so I'm fine with it. Send it all here.
Good, I'll send you mine, Jeremy.
Please send it all this way.
Yeah,
take everything.
Yeah, you can have all this cold stuff, right? It's gonna hang around here for a few days. That's the part I don't like. I'm not like, you know,
I
I'm
understand
just not used to
Southerners
that.
don't want the snow and the cold. I get it. I understand. That's fine.
Yeah.
Northerners, we're built tough.
No, yeah,
Yesterday it was
no,
almost
I'm a
50
wuss.
here. I could've
I'm
gone
a wuss.
swimming.
When it comes to cold weather, I'm the first one to admit it. I'm
yeah,
a wuss.
I'm a wuss. That's
Yeah.
I'm all fair in saying that.
I don't like it.
Well, you know what? I heard the other day, Punxsutawney Phil. What is that now? I get it mixed up whether he saw his shadow or not. I think he saw his shadow, so that means 6 more weeks of winter.
I believe it is.
Stupid.
Thought
Yeah.
that Phil is an imposter because there's been many of them. They only have a 3-year lifespan.
You know, that's a small fact I just found out about. That a groundhog has a lifespan of about 3 years. Really?
Wow.
Damn.
Well, they raise an
that's
army,
pretty
John,
quick.
just enough to dig holes and eat your vegetables up. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
Well, I think they got chingulate on the lifespan thing, man. I mean, they're a big furry animal. You'd think they'd last longer than 3 years.
Oh, yeah. I
Sheesh.
see them all the time in the summertime. They waddle and stuff. They're so fat from eating all the roots and stuff.
Boy, howdy. Well, let's get Ardessa in here. Ardessa, how are you, dear?
I am here.
Is Dan home?
No.
I mean, Dan in the nursing home.
Yeah, he's in the nursing. I'm a little worried about him.
Uh-oh.
He
What's
called
up?
Me and he didn't know where I was, and worse, he didn't know where he was. So I'm a little concerned about his mind.
Oh, boy. There's always something to worry about, isn't there?
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
But physically, he's doing his physical therapy 4 times a day. So
That's
that
good.
should help.
That's
Get
good.
We
him
wish him the best,
physically
our guest. So that's, big
Yeah.
hugs to you.
Thank you.
Mm-mm-mm.
Big hugs right back at everybody.
Yeah.
Love you, Johnny Fly.
Love you back.
Oh, look at this Blue Dot family, man. Just full of love. Tony Boyd, how'd you get in here?
John,
There's love bounding all over the place in here, buddy. You better watch it.
I told you, John, I'm a romantic.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said.
And believe
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm. Tony, how are you doing? Tony, are you with us? I guess Tony can't hear us.
Oh, now he's out.
Uh-oh, he dropped.
No, Tony's still here.
Oh, no, he's
No,
back.
Tony's
Tony
here.
Boyd, yeah.
Somebody else left.
Somebody else dropped out.
Oh.
Who dropped out? Or this, jeez.
I'm not sure.
Oh, Jeremy. Jeremy's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy dropped out. Discord, man, it's really been fickle here lately. We've been having a lot of
Yeah,
trouble
it
with
has.
it. But, yeah, we'll do the best we can. Tony, are you with us?
I think he's trying.
I think so. Tony, I've been checking out your food porn, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he just
Oh,
went out.
now he dropped. Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
He's probably going to try to get back in. Hopefully.
Boy, howdy.
Ooh, a bunch of people left the room.
Yes, this Discord has really just been getting half hard to handle.
I wonder if the
Oh,
weather's
there's
going to have
Bernadette.
something to do with it.
There's Bernadette.
Bernadette's here.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing,
Hi,
dear?
Bernadette.
I'm doing fine. I have sunshine.
You have sunshine.
Oh,
You want some of our snow when I get it, Bernadette?
Dude, let me tell you something. You could keep all that, okay?
I don't want it.
Okay? You could keep all that. I ain't trying to do none of it, okay? I'm going to regret this, I know, because we need the water, but I tell you, I am enjoying the sun, okay? I am.
I don't blame you, baby. You know, everybody needs a little rain. I know the plants need the water and all that. Just don't rain on
I know.
on the
I
days
know
that,
that too.
I want to do something.
But
Get outside.
right
and be
now, I'm
Ooh.
enjoying the sun.
Well, good.
Fuck that snow shit.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, I'm sorry for any of y'all that got to deal with that. Don't move
Makes
to
me feel
California.
for them. I don't know how they do it. You got to be you got to be hardy stock. To
You know what, John? I used to be hardy stock.
I'm
I'm
not.
not so hardy
I'm
anymore.
not. No, I'm a wuss. If there's snow outside the window, I want to be looking at it from inside and from the
Ooh.
fireplace. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Gary
what I'm
Springs
doing.
up in Canada
I don't
said
know what to- I don't know what
minus
to do about it.
22.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna fix it.
Gary Springs up in Canada, minus 22. Gary,
my
you win.
goodness.
Yeah, he
You
can
win.
keep it up there.
And my tech guy doing tech support from trying to
From a
get the
distance?
volume up on YouTube a little bit. Some people are having a hard time hearing us on YouTube. Let's see if that helps. If that helps, if anybody on YouTube could let us know.
I see Tony Boyd has his hand up.
Tony was in here. He dropped out.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can get him back in here. Let me see. There we go. We sent the invite. Yeah, Discord's really been messing up here lately. There's Tony.
Hey, that's right.
Hello.
Hey, Tony, how are you, brother?
It must be the weather.
It must be.
Be the weather.
It must be because it's damn well cold everywhere.
Well, we got a blizzard here, so.
Oh, man.
Okay, keep that stuff up there now.
There you go. Give it to Bernadette. She wants it.
No, 58 degrees here in Northern California. I'm happy. Okay, I ain't trying to do no snow.
It's 20 degrees here and the wind chill is 7.
man.
Oh, no,
And
no,
it's been
no.
snowing for the last 24 hours.
No. You keep all that stuff. You keep all that stuff.
I
Let me
went down
see.
to get mail.
Yeah?
And the snow had blowed up against my door. I had to push it open and wiggle out to get the mail and get back in. And people out back got stuck in the alley. And I'm looking out the windows going, hey,
Thank you, buddy.
Nowhere.
I
And
appreciate
I got a
it.
4-wheel drive. I ain't going nowhere.
No, I ain't going nowhere. 4-wheel, 10-wheel, I don't care. It's that trip from the door to the vehicle. And unless somebody already warmed it up, it's cold in there too. So, we just limit,
Well,
we just limit
I
our
see-
movement.
I see you here, you and Travis in your little Pendleton jackets, and y'all stay warm in that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because this is an old house.
Right.
Cost me everything to heat this thing up, so we
I
regulate it.
just got on a little sweatshirt,
Really?
So I'm
Oh,
good.
you
I'm
lucky.
good.
You're lucky, Bernadette.
No, ain't no
I
sense.
live next to a state highway, and when it gets the messy weather hits tomorrow, I can sit outside right in the window and watch them all slip and slide.
I bet it is
well,
a show.
I consider myself to be blessed, okay?
There you go. That's
It
the way I
has
look
nothing
at
to do
it.
with luck. I am blessed.
Let me see. Let me do some catching up here real quick. Let me thank Lady Freedom Rocks, and indeed she does, for coming in with $2 donation. Said loading up for another possible lockdown is hard. Oh, Lord.
Yes, it is.
Nobody wants to see that stuff coming again. Suzanne, my donkey is just fine. I'm keeping my butt warm, my ass warm. Anyway, S. Warren came in with a $5 donation, said, good news in Georgia. Number of registered voters has increased 11% since 2018,
Yes.
mostly under 35-year-olds. Good for our 2022 Senate and governor's race. Out freaking standing.
Yes.
The more people vote, the better chance we have, baby. That's the way it works. And
We may
Catman
have to
56.
depend-
Yeah?
No, go ahead.
Catman 56 came in with donations, said anything above minus zero. Anything above zero in Minnesota is viewed as a heat wave. I bet it is this time of year, Keith.
I do not understand why he lives in Minnesota.
Nope. That's all them people to do, though. Somebody's got to live up there.
He likes. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
somebody's
right.
got to live up there, so.
You know what,
They
John?
can hold
I
that
think-
state down.
Boat drinks.
Okay.
That's what I'd recommend,
think-
boat drinks.
John, I think we're going to have to depend upon the younger generation to vote Democrats in. You know what I mean?
I'm relying on it. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
The 20. We have to formulate as much interest in the 22 election as we possibly can, because it's all going to depend upon the turnout. And y'all know midterms are hard to get anyway. People just get kind of blasé and about it. And well, did you go vote? Well, no, I didn't get around to it. Well, get around to it. Go early vote if you can. That's the best thing you can do. If you have an opportunity somewhere in your area to early vote, do that. Because that gets it in there, baby.
My voting poll where I go to vote is walking distance. I walk across the 61, go down a hill, and I'm there.
Outstanding. So you got no excuse. You could ride a sled there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Getting
take
back
me
might
long
be
at all.
difficult, but at least you get there.
Oh yeah.
So, but yes, I'm hoping that there's more, and there are, because we see it really every day in our life, and I guess it's no different than when most of us were young. It seems that the young are growing up faster than we did, and believe me, when I was young, I was growing up pretty damn fast. The technology, the information age, everything has increased young people's information, their availability to it, and they're just as concerned on issues like school shootings or a lot of other issues, the environment, and they're a more informed constituency than we normally have. So, yeah, even if they're not old enough to vote, they're old enough to be involved. And a lot of times that's motivating to other people. Jeremy, did you get back in here, brother?
Did. I wanted to ask you, based on that story you said when you were first starting off about us visiting the ISIS leader, I'm willing to bet that was Team 6. Did they mention anyone got hurt when he blew himself up?
Yeah. I would lay my money on SEAL Team 6 and the Army's Delta Force. Probably those two combined make a very formidable.
And the Night Stalkers probably were the airlift. But
yep.
Did they mention if any of our guys got hurt? If he blew himself and took up 3 floors, that's a pretty good boom.
Well, their motto: "Death comes at dark." Has a spooky ring to it.
I've laughed one time because I have a buddy who was lieutenant in the Army. And I was joking about one time I heard an interview with one of the SEAL commanders, and he said, "We like to come at night, for the surprise. We don't want a fair fight. We want the surprise. That's why we come by dark."
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is, and this is another example of us knocking on the door. In my opinion, I heard it on the news earlier that, we could have taken the whole damn building out with a rocket. One missile, boom, it's gone. But there would have been more severe civilian casualties. And as I understand it, they landed, they gave orders for anybody in the house to get out, and some did. And then big boom from 3rd floor. So, what a way.
That goes to show you, John, how much
John Wayne would have grabbed his BAR and stood up there and Davy Crockett would have stabbed the lance. Anyway, I'm just saying.
No different than when Osama pulled a woman in front of him as a human shield and then he shot himself.
Yeah.
Cowards.
This guy's not going to be missed. He is. I understand there's not even recent pictures of him. They have one picture of him back when he was incarcerated in some place, you can tell. But this guy's been laying low for a long time. They found him. They've been tracking him for a while, and then decided. I understand Tuesday, Joe gave the order, and here we go. Yeah, we can reach out and touch you no matter where you are. That's the one thing I'm solidly sure of. Huh?
I think Osama's past can prove that we can reach out any place in the world anytime if we want to. And if we find you, we'll take you out into a menace.
Osama bin Laden to me was a big example because he was inside Pakistan. And Pakistan didn't give us permission to do that.
Nope.
So,
what's that saying? Reach out and touch somebody. I think that was a telephone company. Yeah. Well, we did.
We do. We can reach out and touch you. Or you shouldn't me. We got missiles. We can hit a pickle on a hamburger. Lord have mercy. You don't want it though. I mean, these are the things that you have to do to secure our nation and others. I'm not going to sit here and profess to know that all the workings and all that. I just know that there's certain people in the world that you're better off dead.
I won't say names, but we have a few actors here in this country who say, if they come for me, I want you all to protest and riot. What's the difference between that and ISIS telling their guys?
Not a whole lot in my book. Not a whole lot. And that's what he's trying to do with that little speech. He's trying to rile the minions up, trying to get them upset that if there is one charge against Donnie, we all got to go to war. I think they're blowing smoke up their ass. And the majority of them will blow him off, but there will be a few minority, just a few, and that's all it takes for people to die. It just takes a dedicated few, and that's who he's talking to, and the rest of his lot. And I see where he's trying to jump Lindsey Graham's ass after Lindsey Graham came out in support of South Carolina Supreme Court pick and had mentioned that the January 6th attackers should go to jail. So that pissed Donnie off. So Donnie has to come out and slap Lindsey around a little bit. That's the way it's played.
I wonder if Lindsey now realizes He's like,
What's that, Johnny? If Lindsay realized what?
I says now I wonder if Lindsay realizes just what Trump really is. He's not as nice as he thought he was.
If he didn't know by now, what the hell is he doing being a senator? You know, really. This ain't the first time Donnie has
exactly what the fuck he's doing.
Yes, it's not the first time Donnie has slapped him upside the head in public.
Stupid. Look, Lindsay's been in the Senate for how motherfucking long? He got moss on his ass, okay? He knows how this shit works.
Yeah. I just don't know what it takes to be somebody like Lindsey Graham, because he has just
seriously.
He's embarrassed himself to the degree that how can anybody even take his ass seriously?
Lindsey Graham is gonna do whatever's good
there
for Lindsey Graham.
He's in there for another 5 years, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly, and he knows. He knows literally. Donnie can't touch him right now.
Nope, he's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of the
same way with Ted
are
Cruz.
in that position.
Same way with Ted Cruz.
Mitch McConnell, they all know that shit.
Yeah, but it's these senators that like Ted Cruz and God dog squirrel. Who was we just talking about?
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham. I'm sorry, I was thinking Marco Rubio.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, they're solid except Marco Rubio. He's on the ballot this year in 22, I think. So,
yeah,
but he's pretty solid. He thinks.
Val Demings is running. For
Val
his
Demings
office.
is running against him. Indeed, we need to get a new button.
Is Ron Paul?
Huh?
Is Ron Paul still going to be running, or is Ron Paul? He's not up yet? Is Ron Paul?
Oh Lord. Who?
Are you talking about Rand Paul?
Rand Paul? I don't think he's up this time.
Yeah, that's her.
I don't think he's up.
Get it wrong.
I don't have my ballotpedia in front of me,
so
or
we're
I'd
stuck
tell you. I didn't start it before I.
No, I don't think that his seat is up this time around. Him and Mitch McConnell are sitting pretty in Kentucky stand right now.
Yes. Well, now wait a minute.
That's why they could say the shit that they say.
Yes, Rand Paul is on the ballot this time.
Is he on the ballot?
He is on the ballot this time.
But understand something. Kentucky Stan is not going to get rid of his ass.
Dog, get out of here.
Well, if they have more guys that like the one that beat the shit out of me.
What they don't have is a Democrat in Kentucky that can pull that seat.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Kentucky's a mighty red state, and you wonder why.
Yes.
It's like West Virginia. These are coal states, and man, you got to get away from that sooner or later. And why don't you jump on the future, baby? Anyway, the ones I'm thinking about is Wisconsin with Ron Johnson. If we can't beat this fool, we really got to go back to school or something. Because he's just made a complete fool out of himself every time, and he just did something else too. I can't remember what it was, but he was in the news for something else stupid. There's
there.
Huh?
He stays in the news for something.
He does.
Stupid.
He stays in the news for stupid things. In the Pennsylvania seat, when Pat Toomey, he's going to leave, so it's an open seat over there. So we have a chance. It went for Biden in the presidential election, so we stand a pretty good chance of maybe picking up a Senate seat there. Two or three.
The lieutenant governor's running. Lieutenant governor's running, I think, for governor, if I'm not mistaken.
In Pennsylvania?
What the hell is his name? Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name.
I did see a story about him. I did.
Yeah, I know he's running for something. I'm not sure if it's Senate or governor. I think it's for governor, but I'm not sure.
Michael Johnson, my brother, came in with a $3 donation, said, "I'm not a hillbilly here no more. PC Snowbilly. Fuck Trump." Take care of yourself, brother. We love you. Thank you very much, Michael Johnson. We appreciate it.
Hey, what do y'all think about these people trying to not let the young people know about our history of this nation? Think the young people are stupid?
They're trying to make them as stupid as they can.
Yeah.
That
But we
they
got
would
the
be plumb
internet.
happy with that. If they just learn just the things
Yeah.
they want to learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a
We got the
disgrace.
internet now, see? And the young people can get on the internet, find any damn thing they want to find.
Anything.
If they have an interest.
That's true.
Very true.
And
Very true.
that's
you-
why the
but you
school
have to
part
be-
comes in.
You have to be aware that they're being propagandized too, also.
Yeah.
How about the little right-wing darling Candace Owen coming out saying she had no problem with nationalism, and Hitler wasn't a bad guy. He just went a little too far.
Yeah, he just went a little too far.
Oh God.
That's where I'm telling you, that's where the Republican Party's going. Everything from
Yeah.
book banning to trying to do away with your vote, to rearranging history.
It's voter.
I mean, John, how many more warning signs do we need?
There's
to see?
red flags going up all over the place. I would be embarrassed to call myself a Republican. I would be plumb embarrassed to admit to anybody that I was on the right side of this. No. It's ignorance turned loose, and evidently it's catching.
The Republican Party has one message, and that is fear, and that is hatred, and they have sparked something in people that have always been there in people.
Yes.
And they're feeding that, okay? So to get these people to change their vote and not vote for these god-awful, repugnant people that are running for office in their areas, and it's not just Congress, it's not just on the federal level, this is on every level of this country. We have to understand something. Racism is alive and well in this country, and as long as we continue to label people and keep them separate by their labels, LBGTQIA plus whatever, black, white, brown, gray,
It doesn't
whatever,
matter. I don't want no asterisk there.
even down to being a Republican or a Democrat, as long as we keep labeling people in this country, we will continue to have this problem.
Hey, I remember a time when
True.
there wasn't so much animosity between a Republican and a Democrat.
The-
Not that long
understand
ago.
Something. The Republican and the Democrats are the same.
We are the same.
corruption is on both sides.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. We need house cleaning on our side of the house too. There are
only
corporate Democrats.
As Democrats, we
Yeah, I
got
can
the
name
side
two right off
that
the
doesn't
top
know
of it.
how to message very well.
Yes.
Because all the Democrats should be out there doing right now is touting the many, many, many things that Biden has done for this
and
country.
continues to do. Just up
Since
until
he
last
took
night,
office.
took out another terrorist last night. So yeah, he's done a lot. Starting with the American Rescue Plan, which put a lot of money in a lot of people's pocket. The infrastructure deal that he is now touting all across this, that's going to create jobs in every state in this country. So we're looking at a situation where things are going to get better. But now that's the headline I just saw a minute ago about, well, hold on to your britches, here we go again. I don't know. I have a brighter hope for the future. But my hope depends upon this next election, because everything is going to be decided in this election. If the Republicans take the House and the Senate, baby, we got big problems, because there ain't going to be no change in the laws on how to vote. As a matter of fact, they may stack out some new ones. You know, this is really coming down to the most important election of our lifetime. Maybe upon our history, because things are going to change.
What is going to determine whether we
Remain
remain a republic or we lose our democracy.
That's what Benjamin Franklin
what
said.
it's
A
down
republic,
to.
if you can hold on to it.
If you can keep it.
If you can keep it.
We're about to see whether this experiment continues or it's belly up.
And that is, have no doubt about it, is dependent upon the voters out there. That's what it depends on. It depends on
the Republicans know that. They've been planning this shit all along.
And
we've been saying it for a couple of years now. They're changing the laws. We saw Stacey Abrams give everything that she got to get people out to the polls, and she's still doing it. She's still doing it. But at some point, we as Democrats and the people that want to save this democracy got to get up off of our asses and stop thinking that somebody else is going to do this and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And that means taking your ass to the vote, taking your voting kids' asses to the vote, taking your grandma, taking your next door neighbor's grandma if necessary.
Let me I gotta quote this from one of our this comment from the remixtress. If the roles were reversed and Christopher Columbus had murdered Europeans while Hitler had murdered Native Americans, Columbus would be vilified and they would be celebrating Adolf Hitler Day.
Yeah. That's
true. I think that's true. That's true. Depends on who you're killing, I guess. I don't know, but it is this I'm sorry, I read something and I got a squirrel in my head. The evidence that continues to come out of the January 6th committee points to nothing but one thing: a major coup attempt by the former administration. And it is a conspiracy. We know between 147 lawmakers and a whole bunch of other people, congressmen, senators, staff of those, oath keepers, Proud Boys. I don't know. Name a bunch of other weird militias.
They just recently had one of them up there. One of the Proud Boy leaders up there, telling them everything they already fucking know. See, understand something. This committee has interviewed over 400. Has had over 400 interviews. They are constantly receiving the documents that they need to verify everything that they already fucking know. They don't really need anybody to come in and testify. They already know. They are offering these people the chance to testify, including, I believe they are going to offer Mike Pence a chance to come in.
Yes. Yeah. And their testimony isn't, there is so many people that were in the room besides Mike Pence, and because who's short, Pence's chief of staff. I understand he opened up pretty much, except for the direct conversations he had. So there were other people in the room that heard those conversations, and it's going to come out one way.
Ivanka being one of them.
Ivanka being a big one. So let's see where she goes with this shit. No, we're not done this. I am so waiting for the public hearings, because that's when the drama comes in, baby. And right now, I'm ready for some. I'm ready for some on that side of the aisle. I want to see them start sweating, because they should be. They should be. When this deal in, where is Cawthorn? Where's that guy?
Motherfucker.
Is that North Carolina? I can't remember where he is.
Cawthorn,
he is the first one being challenged in his state to be on the ballot using the 14th Amendment, that he was involved in an active insurrection against this country. He's not qualified to run anymore. They're trying to get him off the ballot. And it should work, because there's evidence he was.
Carolina.
He is North Carolina. I thought so. Yeah.
He replaced Mark Meadows when Mark Meadows went to the White House.
No, let me settle this up. Martha Olivera, Ukraine is not a NATO nation. As a matter of fact, that is part of what Putin's puffing up about, is because Ukraine wants to join NATO. Vladimir says, no, you can't do that, because that would put NATO right on the border of Russia.
Of Russia.
And so that's part of it.
Besides the fact that Vladimir Putin wants to re-establish the USSR, he wants all those nations back.
Yes, he wants a return to the Soviet Union. That's what Vladimir Putin wants. How far he's willing to go. That's how come we're moving troops into the Baltic states up there. Or to, we're sending them into, I forgot.
Right next to Belarus, isn't it?
Poland and Lithuania and all that.
Poland.
Yeah, Belarus,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Belarus.
Yeah.
Belarus,
Yeah.
I think. Isn't that
Yeah, we're
on the
not sending them
northern
into
border, I
Ukraine because
believe?
Ukraine's not a NATO nation. We're
Yeah,
sending
Belarus is
supplies.
It's a country allied to Russia.
Okay, well then it's one of those former
Satellite states.
NATO countries now that is close to that particular area. We are sending people into that area, but Putin has amassed 125,000 troops on that border.
Yeah. And that's where everybody's holding their breath right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know if that happens, shit's going to hit the fan. You know, to what degree,
Yeah,
we
but
don't know yet.
Well, you know, John, he'd screw himself over because, you know, he thinks we're shitting him, and we're not. Well, we'll do what we have to with as far as sanctions.
I just worry
Now-
about the grand scheme of things about war being good for business, and if we can get our ass into a war, there are people within our government that would get us in there in a fucking heartbeat. Good for
Yeah.
business, baby. You know, that's sad to say, but it's a worry. Anybody that's been in the military knows that shit. You know.
Well, the president said that he doesn't want to commit troops to there, but if it depends. If it gets bad enough, you can't tell me he wouldn't at some point, don't you think?
That would be a major escalation, Johnny. If we send troops in, American troops against Russian troops, we're at war, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Katie bar the door. You know, it's not going to just be in Ukraine. It's going to be all around.
Like General Dynamics in Afghanistan, wasn't it like 4,000% profit they made off their investment?
Oh Lord. Yeah, war is great for business. Ask any defense contractor; they'll tell you in a heartbeat. Not only defense contractors, regular business. The Department of Defense does business with a lot of different companies, everything from toothpaste to, I don't know, grease.
Well, you think battle clothes and stuff like that, underwear, stuff to keep them warm and all. Yeah, that business booms, but then, you know, once the war is over, what happens?
It's good for business all over the place because you have to supply the war effort. You know, and it's, let's hope nobody makes that decision based on that, you know, analogy, but you know somewhere along the line, somewhere up and down the line, somebody's saying it. Anyway, I want to thank Catman56. My buddy Keith came in with another donation and said the biggest waste of American taxpayer money is the Republican right-wing nut job society. Ain't it the truth? And in Ben Treese, Jr., Clay Ben Treese. Clay, I didn't know your first name there, Ben. Just came in with a super chat donation. Ben, thank you very much. We appreciate it tremendously. Yeah. That's some scary shit. You know, I fear that if Russia makes a move and we get involved there, it's going to signal China to take a move on Taiwan. And then you're looking at a world situation. What are you going to do?
You know what worries me
thought.
is would Russia actually attempt to send missiles over here? That's what I worry about.
Well, we should all worry about, you know, I've been married to my wife almost 45 years now, getting close to it. And she can remember when I first told her that America is set up to defend our country overseas, not really set up to defend our country here on our homeland. So we hope it never comes here, because if it does, then we've got serious trouble.
That 9/11, that was a perfect example. They didn't just come over outright with missiles and stuff. They assimilated themselves into our society, learned what they had to do, like to be a pilot. There's a lot of stuff to learn to be a pilot. Well, they went through it, but you know,
they had a plan, a long-term plan.
Well, when the one guy said when they said you have to learn landing, well, I really don't want to learn landing. I just want to learn.
I don't need that part.
Well, that's a big red flag to me.
Yeah, you would think so. You would think so, but then he'd probably come up and say, well, I'm just a relief pilot. I only fly in the air. They don't allow me to land or take off. He'd probably come up.
It was worse than that. It wasn't just take off and land. Because I learned how to make right and left turns.
Yeah, climbing left turns. I went through the whole thing. A lot to learn, but he was willing to do it.
Warfare has changed drastically.
But you got to remember
so, let's hope it never comes to the shores.
if it comes down to missile fight nowadays, there's not a winner.
No.
Don't matter who you are,
Yeah.
because everybody will be destroyed except for the
Mutually
ones that,
assured destruction.
try to hang out.
If we start tossing nukes around, baby,
not gonna lie.
the world's going to change. You know.
Done. There's no winning.
No.
That. See, with the stuff they got now, because I've been watching these YouTube shows about all the new missiles and everything everybody's coming up with.
Right.
Hey, go ahead and shoot that shit off, because the world's over.
This is not the new warfare, though. Y'all, let's not forget.
No,
the new warfare is cyber attacks.
Exactly.
That's true. You shut down the power grid. You shut down the water systems.
You can stay in your own fucking country and shut shit down.
Right. Exactly.
And
like
therein lies the problem of where we are right now.
Yes.
Can you imagine if that happened right now, in the situation that this country is in right now, with the
People
animosity,
right now.
You know, if there was no power, no gas, for an extended, long period of time, we'll turn against each other.
They did shut down a gas power pipeline in this country.
They did.
They did shut down power plants.
But you let that go on for a year?
Through our power plants.
You let that go on for a year, and you watch what happens in this country. It's not going to be pretty.
It's not. Yeah. We're on the brink of civil war over some stupid shit like a construct like race.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the fact that
we're preoccupied with a whole bunch of stupid shit,
we are set up to defend this country over there.
Back door.
We're set up to defend this. Nobody over there on the coast wants to see missile batteries and, you know, all out on the coast where everybody can see that. Nobody wants that.
Look what happened in Texas last year.
Or warships off your coastline.
Exactly.
But look,
if Russia's sending in pints of blood and cutting communication cables to make you raise your eyebrows, something should.
Yeah.
Look, check it out. In the last week or so, and a couple of men over in Ireland decided they wasn't going to allow Russia to play war games in right off their coast in their fishing area, and they put themselves out there in the water and stopped Russia. And stopped Russia right in their fucking tracks. That's
I'm
amazing.
really banking
We're
on the
not
fact,
going to do that here.
I don't think Russia wants to get in a shooting war in Ukraine with the United States backing Ukraine, because at some point things are going to break. Does that mean he's not going to do it? No. That's what I mean when I say we're in dangerous times right now. These are treacherous times, because not only what's happening here, but what is happening on the world stage.
Yeah, John, I just saw on CNN. I just saw on CNN they said that Russia deployed so many troops. It's the most ever since the Cold War that they've deployed. Can you imagine that?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. On Belarus's border. Yep.
Yeah, Belarus. Doesn't that border Ukraine?
I think it borders Russia on the. Well, yeah. I think it's on the northern. I don't have a map in front of me, but I think it's in the northern sections. I'm not sure though. But yeah, they're up to something if they keep building up their troops, and yet they're sitting there. And this is what amazes me.
Well, they want a guarantee that Ukraine is not going to join NATO. That's part of what they want.
Well, that's it. But how is it that Ukraine can sit there and say, "Well, we're really not concerned about it"? I think it is. They are concerned, but they don't want their people to get upset about it. Well, come on now.
Well, they're concerned.
They have to know.
You know, with troops amassing on your border, I would assume that you're pretty concerned about that.
Yeah, something's out.
That's how come we're all sitting on pins and needles right now.
But on the
Every
side
day
of
you wake
irony,
up.
Go ahead,
Joe.
Can we all understand why Putin's pissed off? We have 75,000 permanent troops stationed in Europe. They've been there since World War II.
Yeah, that falls on the line of
us being there and him moving to another border. Honestly, what's the big difference?
Well, you know what? I wonder.
Well, the big difference is that Putin wants to reclaim the Soviet Union, the Baltic states. He wants to reinstitute that. We can't let that happen.
Well,
These
the
are
true
free
reason is
nations.
because Ukraine has a Cold War report for his subs. That's what he wants.
That's what he wants. That's why they took the Crimea. That was a critical naval base for Putin, for Russia. Now they just want the whole thing. There's a river. If I had a map here, I'd quote the river, but I don't know. There's a river that runs through Ukraine, and some are guessing that Putin will try to advance to that river and stop there, and wait and see what happens.
Well, I think they're waiting till the weather gets cold enough to take some march
The
over.
weather, the weather is
you-
still not good right there, right now.
You know what, John? I'm just wondering, and thank God Trump's no longer, but if Trump was still president, I wonder how the hell he would handle this. If he'd just say, oh, go ahead, he'd probably say, oh, who cares if Ukraine's invaded?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well, you would think.
He probably wouldn't
Johnny,
do anything.
it's a good thing he's not.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
agree.
all that we can say. I mean, we could play the what if game, and it would probably fucking be horrible. Okay, it would just probably fucking be horrible, just to play the what if game. Okay,
It takes you down a rabbit hole.
our grace in all of this is that he's not president.
Yeah. I
No
agree.
matter
Thank you.
what the fuck he says, he's not in charge right now. And right now, we have a very capable person who's been there for a long time, knows this area, knows Putin, knows what he's done in the past, and knows what the fuck Biden
He's
is doing.
He knows
now.
what he's doing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, not, and I
so
guarantee you, this little
Saving
raid,
grace.
this little raid last night in northern Syria sends you a little message. You know, we're still
That
in
was
the
done
game.
strategically, exactly, to let Putin know we can reach out and
We
get
can
you
reach
too,
out and touch you,
motherfucker.
baby. We can reach out and touch anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I'd
Anywhere in
like
the world.
to
We're not
see
gonna
Fox.
we're not gonna
I'd
enter
like
Russian
to-
airspace, but you know,
Well,
We're
I'd
just
like
saying.
to see Fox News sit there saying, "Oh, that
Fox
Biden
News.
so weak and stuff."
Russian TV in
there's no
America. That's
way.
what you got with Fox News.
Exactly.
That's what they've turned into now. They've turned into a Russian propaganda station. All things Russia are good over there at Fox. They're not overly concerned about any. They're wondering why we're
Yeah,
defending Ukraine. You know,
Well, I couldn't believe what Tucker Carlson said about you standing up for Russia. What the hell's happening to our country? I'm telling you.
yeah. Robert Heron
Somebody
says the
just
best way to
spoke up.
defeat the United States is by getting it to attack itself. And Trump has done
Yeah.
just that. He got Americans
what
to
he
attack
did.
America
Yes.
2 times. First time in Michigan, and she was in fear of her life as the governor. And next, January 6th, attacks on Capitol. Trump's watch is he is clearly a traitor attacking the USA. Yes. And he ain't done, baby. He's not done. That's what we have to. Oh, what am I? I was reading. Anyway, I had the thing in my hand. That's a good comment, Robert. Anyway, Catman56 came back with another donation. Said, "I'm fighting with Russia and China. We're going to get our ass kicked. It's not a
Yeah.
good situation to be in a world war right now. This is not World War II. This would be a whole new ballgame." Suzanne
what I
Jarrett came in with a $5 donation and said, "Putin is pissed that NATO and the G7 are looking at adding another country from which he is banned." Yeah, he doesn't like that G7 thing either. Used to be the G8 until he, took Crimea, and then they tossed his ass out. And he's not happy about that because he can't come in and play with the big boys. So he's been ostracized in that way. Thank you very much, Suzanne. I hope you're doing very well, darling. And Keith, let me see, get that clicked off. So, what have y'all been doing?
Well, for the last 2 days, I've been in debates about Miss Whoopi Goldberg and the statement that she made, and was it right, was it wrong, and what does she mean, and all the rest of that shit.
Right.
And just
I'm glad to
boils-
see her that she came out and she took responsibility.
responsibility and she
You know,
apologized.
Apologized. And you can.
People are upset that she got suspended for 2 weeks. They feel it's kind of harsh because she did immediately apologize
Yes.
after the fact, and her apology, I believe, was
I think it's
sincere.
genuine. I think she learned.
Yes.
Because, she was quoting it as, well, Jewish people are white people, so it can't be racist.
Yes.
But the whole idea.
You have to understand that she's looking at it from a damn near 70-year-old black woman in America.
Right. So
and not through the lens of Hitler in 1933 saying that anything that was an Aryan was she did not articulate herself well in that conversation.
But that's it. There was no ill intent and there was no malice or anything. There was no derogatory comment about it. It was her misunderstanding of what the word race really means.
It wasn't even a misunderstanding because, like I said, she's looking at it from the viewpoint of a black woman in America.
True. Her paradigm is different.
Where we deal with now is race. And not looking through it in the lens of Hitler in 1933, saying that the Jewish people are a race.
Right.
Yes.
So.
And that was her bad.
Yes.
She didn't articulate that well.
As I heard today, I believe it was either CNN or somebody. They said the show is known as The View, so I mean, come from it that way. I mean, that's a viewpoint. She might have.
It was her viewpoint, and that's where she was coming from.
So why is she getting punished?
Well, because
and that's what people are upset about. Why is she getting punished? Here, let me tell you why. Because the entertainment industry is full of Jewish people, and it's a lot of fucking money. And trust me, ABC wants that money, and that's why Whoopi is being punished.
I think it was done more on the lines of being extremely cautious and being politically correct.
John, no, fuck all. See that is. And see, this is
I don't
why
think it was. It was. I don't think it was a Jewish cabal that decided that she had to go.
John, it's not about a Jewish cabal. It's about money.
It's always about.
They are an entertainment company.
Yes.
All they care about is how much fucking money they make. They weren't going to lose money over Whoopi's comments.
I don't think they would have.
Yeah.
So
I really don't think they would have had they not. She came right back on the air and gave an apology and explained it, so there would be no misunderstanding as to what she meant.
Obviously, and none of us know from behind the scenes, but I'm guaranteeing you, it's about ABC people saying, "Hey, do something about that."
Right, they're under
else.
pressure to be politically correct and correct her. Punish her for what she said,
John,
but I don't think it was necessary.
It ain't
John,
about being politically correct. That's what I keep trying to tell you. It ain't about that shit. Just like everything else in this fucking country, it's about money.
It's always about money.
And
If you have it, it's about money. If you don't, well, then other things take place. What?
Well, the entertainment industry has way more money than Whoopi Goldberg does.
Indeed. And they want to keep it. They want to keep it. But I really don't think they would have suffered any loss. Without, if they did not suspend her, I don't think they would have suffered any loss. That's what I'm saying. She came out with a statement, and that was it. Why do they want to punish her for something that was not ill intent?
Because of money. Because of money.
I don't think they would have lost.
John, a lot of these shows go by ratings. And ratings, I'm sure, is tied to money,
Oh, it is. It is. If you got the bigger ratings, you got the bigger bucks.
Right, you have the advertising.
Ask Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. Yeah, how could somebody like that still remain on the air after all the bios?
Understand something. Whoopi got a fucking paid vacation.
Yes, she did.
She's suspended. She did not get fired. She did not get canceled. She did not get none of that. She spoke her viewpoint and she apologized for that. And then she got disciplined.
There's the problem. That's what I'm saying. She got disciplined after she came out and corrected her speech.
Of money, John. Every
So-
fucking entertainment company out there is all about that
about money.
advertising
So-
dollar.
But yes, so advertisers would pull. I think
Hell fucking yeah, they would pull.
I think if she
Well,
would have
you know-
stayed, because of it being the
Whoopi
View.
ain't suffering.
Oh no,
ain't
Whoopi's not
while
suffering any.
she's
As a
on.
matter of fact,
no,
you know,
she's not suffering at all.
she's
Trust
at that
me, John.
position where if she gets sent home for 2 weeks, that's a vacation, baby.
You
Yeah.
lose your job for 2 weeks and see
Yeah,
if
no,
you stay and where
no.
you're going to
Hey,
stay.
Uh-uh.
I'm
Yes, John.
just wondering though,
Huh.
what's going to happen when Whoopi comes back? Is she going to be like, well, maybe I have to watch what I say?
When
Or
she
just-
comes
no,
back, the best
no.
thing that could happen would be the discussion continues.
Yes.
Right.
And-
That's
and
what
she'll
that's what
keep
the
it
show
going on.
is.
But
It's-
she'll be careful about
Yeah.
she'll
I'm
she'll
sure she will.
apologize again and she'll say that she learned something.
That's exactly right. And she did. She did. And it's
Yeah.
not her fault that she didn't know that, because as Bernadette says, she's looking through the paradigm of a black woman living in
Yep.
America, where the word race is directly tied to a person's
He
color.
used it in terms of 2022 when it should have been used
In
in
the terms of 1930.
1930s.
Yeah. Exactly. So it was I prefer to think of it as a misunderstanding by her of,
Yes.
of what that meant.
And she will come back and she
Yes,
will
because
say,
it's well
this
known
is what
that
she
Hitler
learned about
wanted-
her misunderstanding.
Hitler wanted to erase the Jew, to do away with, eliminate the Jewish race, the whole race, and that's exactly what he tried to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but again, when she comes back, the conversation will start. It has to, and that will probably be one of the subjects, because she's been gone.
Yeah.
Why you been gone?
And she will learn what she
Yes, there will be
will
an
learn
adult conversation.
about how Hitler used that term.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Lady Freedom rocks. Whoopi Goldberg is loaded. 2 weeks won't hurt her. No.
No,
No,
fuck
this is a
no.
vacation
She's on
for her.
vacation.
Anybody in that kind of situation, you don't want the bad publicity, and I'm sure she
I
didn't
tell
like
you what,
being jumped
Paula
on
said
like that.
Whoopi's net worth is $60 million, but trust me, the entertainment industry that's run by
Oh,
Jewish
that's
people,
peanuts.
that's where exactly, and
Yes.
that's why Whoopi had to take the slap she took.
Yep.
Understand that.
I always like to.
Right,
I always
yeah,
like to
Whoopi
put it like
Goldberg,
this
she
for
comes out
guys:
and says
the
it.
difference between wealthy and rich. Tom
Yeah,
Brady
exactly.
is rich.
W-
The guy that
Whoopi
was
is-
paying Tom Brady, he's wealthy.
Yeah.
So
Yes, and
Let me-
Whoopi's rich.
yeah,
But
Whoopi's
those
rich.
that are paying Whoopi
Yeah,
are wealthy,
they're wealthy. They're wealthy. Let me
and
thank.
that's the difference.
Yes, indeed. Claudia Garcia, who came in with $2 donation, said, "Any word on the voting time is ticking. Any word on the voting?
Whether or not they're going to pass the voting rights bill,
On the voting rights bill? No. Ain't no word on it yet.
No.
That's what I mean. We need to get. I don't.
we got bigger problems in
We
this
do.
country,
And
and we're distracted by this
that's-
bullshit
and that's
all
one
the
of them.
time.
The two voting rights, the For the People Act. I think it's the For the People Act and the John Lewis voting bill act. Man, can't remember exact wording on either one of them. Those are the two, and that have to be passed. If they don't get passed, then every law that we've seen across this country passed in Republican states, they're going to be staying on the books, baby.
They're gonna stay.
Which means that only one thing, I stress this all the time, really, because it's so important. We know they're going to try to stop you. You are the one that has to get your ass out and vote, regardless of what they do, whatever roadblock they put up, whatever detour they try to get you to do it. Do it. I've always said, I'm lucky that I go to a place down here to vote. There's no line for me. Walk right up there, open the door. There might be two people in front of me, and neither one of them want to talk to me anyway. But when I see people that are standing in lines in Chicago, in Philadelphia, or other big cities, standing in line for hours, really, I love you. That's patriotism, baby. You want to see it. It's standing in that line and not leaving, because you have every opportunity to do so. You could act like,
Not
oh my
going
God,
to
I
the
just got a phone
Capitol.
call. Something happened. I got to go hold my spot and then leave. You could do all sorts of things. But if you stay
That is
and vote,
patriotism.
that is
John,
patriotism.
Not going to the Capitol and holding an insurrection
Indeed.
because your fearless leader said so.
That is patriotism. Getting your ass out to vote. Nothing is more important in this country than that. If you can't sit around and moan and groan and bitch because something's not right, well, it doesn't do any good to vote because they got it all figured out anyway. No. They got you figured out is what it is. They've already
you're part
convinced
of the
you
problem.
don't have to vote, so you're,
Yep.
what's the point? The point is we all do it. And when we all do it, we win. Democrats win. Here in Texas, it's a big-ass problem. Because we're gerrymandered to shit
Glad
and
to
have
see
been
that
for a
the
long
voting
time.
rolls are up in Georgia. I'm
Yes.
glad to see that.
Yes, it means more and more. And I'm thinking Warnock's going to keep his seat. I really am. I think Georgia's going to come out in mass this time. Because they're already showing themselves that that's where they passed the law. You can't even give water to people in line to vote. Are you shitting me? Really? Aren't being a little,
Wish I
overboard
was
here?
there. I would go to jail giving water
I
to
would in a
everybody that
heartbeat.
was thirsty.
I would. I'd open up. I'd bring my barbecue pit and serve barbecue to them in the line.
Thank you.
Nothing should point.
And pass out folding chairs. If you need one, here's one.
Here's one. Yeah. Take a seat. It's going to be a while. I appreciate you being
It's going to be a while.
here. That's the degree to which we know the Republicans want to go. They want
That's
to
the
make it
degree they're
difficult.
taking it.
They're
They're taking it
They
there.
want you to take that excuse to get out of line.
I mean, they're trying to pass, what is this bill down in Florida called? The Woke Act.
Yeah.
Okay? Where if your feelings get fucking hurt, you can get fined.
Yeah.
$14,000. What kind of shit is that? How is
Feelings.
it that your feelings
My feelings get hurt all the freaking time. I should be a rich man.
valuable like that?
Shit. Yeah.
This is bullshit what these people are trying to do. And it's all a distraction. It's all designed to take away our right to vote.
Excuse
It
me.
is suppression on every fucking level.
Every level.
And they ain't just trying to suppress the black vote, which they
No.
will. They're trying to suppress anybody who helps the black vote. So
Hey,
welcome, allies.
Yeah.
Hey, Bernadette, that's a preview of what it will be like once
It ain't no
we
preview,
turn
man.
into a,
It ain't
once
no
we turn
preview.
into a fascist nation, that's what's going to happen.
This ain't no preview, Johnny. It's happening.
Yeah, I know it is.
Look, one of the things I've been talking about all day today is that as a black person in this country right now, they are trying to wipe out what little bit of history I have in this country right now. Right now. Right in front of my face, like I don't exist. Preach.
No,
I have
it's
been
a
trying
powerful
to find
statement.
where my
It's a
father
powerful
came
statement.
from for a long time. I can only trace him back to his birth
Most-
in Mississippi. This
Most
is my
black
father.
Americans,
I get it.
their history ends in the 1860s.
I don't. From there, I can't
Before
go
that,
back.
it's a brick wall. Their
I can't
history
go back, 'cause
starts in
There
1865.
are no records. No records. No
and that's
records.
hundreds of years of family history gone.
And
Wiped out.
yesterday, you guys say, check the deed books. And I'm thinking, oh my God, that's awesome. Because prior to that, we were property. And people listed their property.
Yes, that's how they find people.
Yes.
If you know the right name to look for.
If you know the right
If you know the right name. Tracy, how are you, darling?
Deed books.
Tracy,
everybody,
how are you, dear?
Auntie, I'm good. I am on my way home.
Oh,
I'm about to fight. I'm about to fight the 405. I was
Ooh.
listening earlier, and I had to disappear because my brother was borrowing my car, and the car died on him on the freeway
Uh-oh.
at the 5 and the 134 split.
oh.
So we
Them
had to
numbers are
figure out-
scaring me, baby. Them numbers would scare me. The 405. I've heard that in the news before. I don't want to get nowhere near the 405.
No, we're talking about the 5 and the 5 and the the 5 and the 134 rather. And he's, so
you're a brave woman, Tracy. Drive a cab in L.A.
Now, see, I'm about to get on the 405, and this motherfucker almost hit me. All right, cool, that's fine. But I'm just, to reiterate about Bernadette and what she's saying about how these people, and I use the term loosely, as people are doing their. I mean, we had a little or no history to our history. Very little of it talked about. I mean, from K to 12, the breadth of my, Black history was we were enslaved. Lincoln freed us, and then it was MLK. That was it.
No, there's a whole lot of stuff in between there.
Yeah,
that's the point.
In between. And if you know the thing about Lincoln, he was not the great emancipator. It wasn't for him. It was not about freeing
the enslaved.
It was about politics and quote unquote unification.
Yes.
And like you said, it was about capitalism because the North was getting real pissy.
Yes.
That the South had. And they weren't paying them, and they were fucking rich.
Indeed. If you go back to look at the true history, and it's there, of people like Lincoln, because he's known for freeing the slaves. Lincoln freed the slaves. Well, he's the great emancipator. Well, yes, he is. But there was a lot going on behind the scenes. And as it is in any politics is a gumbo of mess. It's a gumbo of shit and piss and nasty. It's shit that you got to deal with. And so, but anyway.
But the thing is, as a matter of fact, speaking of Lincoln, for anybody that has Apple TV Plus, there's going to be I think it's a 4-part documentary on Lincoln and about the true history of Lincoln and what really went on. And the majority of the historians that are talking about this, from what I saw, the majority were Black folk. So,
actually, I'll throw this in.
Can I give you a little bit of history of what Lincoln did? When Lincoln freed the slaves, reparations were paid, but only to the slave owners for the property that they lost.
Yes.
Like Haiti is still playing motherfucking France for reparations.
Indeed.
That part.
Yep.
Indeed.
It's like, oh, well, we lost. Bitch, y'all stole our land. You came in and colonized us and enslaved us.
Yep.
And because we kicked your monkey asses out of our country,
there are ways.
We gotta pay you.
There are ways. There's I can't remember the organization. I follow it. It's the Descendants of Slaves. DOS, I know, is in there. Descendants of Slaves. These are people in this country who can actually trace their ancestry directly back to slavery. Their great-great-grandparents or whatever, their lineage can be proven that they were descendants of slaves, American slaves. There are programs that could be passed. Generational wealth is one of the big things in this country. No interest loans for those people. Give them the ability to buy a house, to start that generational wealth that white people, whether you were the plantation owner or not, benefited after through Jim Crow and everything from those conditions. There are things this country could do to make reparations.
How about this, John? Because your girl's graduating from college and she wants to go and get her master's.
We're so proud of you. So
in marriage and family therapy.
We call you doctor, when you get that. When you get your master's, we can call you doctor. Get after it, girl. So I got this elbow that's really hurting me. I got to talk to you about it.
You're stupid. You're real stupid. My specialization, because this is one of the only schools in the country that offers a master's in marriage and family therapy with an emphasis, with a specialization in African American families and trauma.
Wow.
Okay? Now, the problem is That motherfucker's $60,000 a year.
Yeah.
How about you pay? How about you pay for Tracy Michelle Porter and anybody else who is black and wants to help the mental health issues within our community caused by generational trauma? Help my people and pay for that shit because you owe me. You owe my folk.
Yeah. Yes. There are programs that we can initiate in this country to alleviate some of the harm that has been done, and I don't see any problem with that. I don't. We do it for corporations all the time. Corporate welfare, we got it going out the wazoo in this country. Are you shitting me?
Just the motherfucking fact that the oil companies
subsidies, baby. Oil's $90 a barrel. You don't think they're cooking out there right now? Oh, baby, they're cranking out the drilling rigs as fast as they can. This is when it's time to cash in, baby. When the price goes up like that, every company down here in Texas going, oh, yeah, let's go.
Do you think Big Agri? What about, and here, the difference between what happens to black folks and what happens to white folks? Black farmers are still owed the money that they should have gotten back when we had Farm Aid and stuff like this. And, of course, when, Biden was talking about the Build Back Better and all this other money trying to go for fucking reparation for land stolen and all that.
You know something, Tracy? I watched a documentary, and I can't because I'm famous for not remembering the name of shit anything I watched.
Well, baby, I can't
it was a documentary on the Department of Agriculture, is what it was, because nothing stood out, just more like a red flag, like a sore thumb, whatever analogy you want to use, than the disparity of treatment between white farmers and black farmers. The disparity of loans to the white farmer is compared to the black farmer.
If they even got a loan. If they even got a loan.
Yeah, and most of the time they did not. This is what is called systemic racism. It's built into the system. It's there before you got your job in that company.
Motherfucker, it's marinated. Okay?
It's been there forever, baby.
That shit. And this is why when black folks tried to explain like what was going on with Whoopi and what was because white folks just get their hackles up.
Yes.
About shit like this, and I'm like, listen, listen. I don't know if you listened to Robin's show at all yesterday.
I did not catch it yesterday.
Well, this is one of those, we were, how people play Oppression Olympics, right? And there was a Jewish brother talking about how Whoopi should have reacted and stuff like this. And, with the race being a construct, all of this, there, and all that, half and never. This is our lived experience in this country. This is our lived experience because he said something about how, when his grandfather because he's from the South, that his grandfather had a cross burned or a swastika on his house. And I understand that fear, and I understand that Hoffa never did. Was there a sign over the water fountain that told him as a Jewish man that he couldn't drink from a certain fountain? Mm-mm. Was the systemic racism that was Jim Crow, that was racist, that's just racism? How has it affected the Jewish people in this country? I'm not saying that they did not catch hell.
Yeah.
They have caught hell, but they still have generational wealth.
Yes. Yes. The generational wealth thing in my view, is the original sin, because that's what took away so much of the power from Black America after Lincoln. When the slaves were freed, when they were guaranteed 40 acres and a mule, baby, 40 acres and a mule, everybody's going to get one. No, nobody got one. Nobody got one. And as mentioned, white slave owners were compensated for the loss of their property. That's the way it was. That's the way it was. That's the way our history is. The problem is that as we began talking about a minute ago, is we not teaching that history. That's how come people are saying, go watch this documentary on Lincoln, because you'll find out the true reasons on why Lincoln did what he did. And they're not all glorious. If you take any point in history, really, and you go back to study it through the lens of today, when you have the ability to gather all of the facts and have the true knowledge in front of you as best as can be assembled, the story's not always there. There's an old saying that when history, when facts become a story, print the story. All right? The fact of Paul Revere and the Midnight Raid. I mean, the Midnight Ride. No, it was not Paul Revere. It was one of Paul Revere's servants that made that ride. He made the ride from the church to the tavern, and then somebody else got on the horse and rode. But I used to remember his name. It'll come to me because that's the true history of what actually happened. But you don't know that. You know John, Paul Revere and the Midnight Ride. He didn't make the ride.
What, John? Everybody thinks he said the British are coming. The British are coming.
Elijah
That's not
Bishop.
What he said. He said the regulars are coming.
I don't know, but whoever said it, his name was Elijah Bishop. It was the name of the man that actually rode the horse through the counties or through the back of Massachusetts and all.
Well, you know, John, it's amazing. I look back at history, what I learned like about Lincoln and the Civil War. There's a lot of stuff that they didn't even have. They didn't teach us that.
That's I use the example of Black Wall Street because up until the time that hit the news not long ago, I had never heard of it. Something that major in our country, in the heart of our country, in Oklahoma City, and we don't know about it, that's bad. And you don't have to be black to be pissed off that you don't know that. You should be. I mean, that was a major event.
And nobody was held accountable.
Nobody held accountable. And to this day, those people that lost property during that time, it's just gone. They took their property. It's like, get out of here. We're taking your house. Generational wealth is gone.
Their generational wealth.
Their generational wealth is gone.
Don't forget about Rosewood.
Yes. There's a list of them. That's the sad part. There are a list of.
It wasn't just Oklahoma City.
It wasn't just no, it's Tulsa, y'all. Tulsa, not Oklahoma.
Tulsa, that's right. Thank you.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No.
Well,
there were other places.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Like Rosewood.
Yeah.
Well, it's obvious.
And this is what kills me and pisses me off about white people.
Why do I piss you off?
Because y'all, not y'all
I
now,
know, baby.
but y'all then and y'all in general,
Go ahead.
God damn it. Black folks, it's like, okay, y'all don't want us around. Okay, we get the message. We're out. We're going to form our own cities. We're going to form our own neighborhoods. And these neighborhoods are thriving. But because the white people were like, this is fucked up. We want this. How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you be living better than I live?
How dare you be
That's
living
what
better
it was.
than we are? And the same thing with lynching. I just did a thing today. We were talking about writing. I'm taking a writing class. And my teacher's like, pick us up somebody that you know, a real person, real imagine, or your friend or whatever, and give us a scene. So I chose Ida B. Wells. And the scene was, you know, when she had to, you know, write about her best friend being lynched for the crime of having a more successful grocery store, because once the black grocery store opened, that took away business from the white grocery store.
Yeah.
And so I had to do this scene of how, you know, how her hands are shaking as she's writing about what's going on and all this, and the scene of what the room looked like, what she had on, her facial expressions, and all these things. You know, so when people, you know, and so it got so, and when she printed the story, fortunately she used a nom de plume. Right. So they didn't know that, you know, they thought the person that was writing the story was a man, because they were coming for her. Another thing she wrote to the black people in that city, in Tennessee, she said, black people, we have no protections here. The law does not care or will take care of us. We have no rights. Get the fuck out.
Get the hell
and
out.
It's still that way today. The law does not take care of us. It does not protect us, and we see that. We see that with, you know, I mean, Jesus Christ, LAPD used the term "no humans involved."
When it came to black people being murdered.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal. No humans involved.
Between what happens when white folks do shit. Okay, so case in point, and it's crazy that I rewatched this. So you know about the young sister in Connecticut.
Right.
The white boy wakes up next to her dad, and he called the police. They didn't question him. They didn't investigate. They did nothing. They didn't even preserve the crime scene. They didn't even call the girl's family to notify her next of kin that she had died.
Yes.
Now, I just watched it. This is now. This is now. So I just recently rewatched the first episode, just a couple of days after that happened. The very first episode of Ray Donovan. Very first episode, young brother I think he was an athlete or what have you, wakes up next to a dead white girl with a bloody nose. Okay? What does he do? He picks up the phone to call Ray Donovan because Ray Donovan is a fixer. Because he knew, as a black man, waking up next to a dead white girl, naked dead white girl at that,
that's life.
He was toast.
Yeah,
so what did they do? I mean, they cleaned, because then down the street, they had the white boy who had just got busted sleeping with a transgender woman. And that's not what they called them in the show, I guarantee you. So what did they do? To clean up his mess, they bring him to the hotel room. They sneak the brother out. They bring him to the hotel room and have him call the police.
Yes.
Just say that he woke up next to the dead white girl, because it was better for him to wake up to a dead white girl than be caught sleeping with a transgender woman.
And it's sad.
Now, come on now.
And
this is why we try to impress upon our Jewish brothers and sisters and our white brothers and sisters, but especially our Jewish brothers and sisters. When we when we are talking about race and racism now in this 2020, 21, 21st century, let's just go there. Okay? It's a whole different animal.
Yes. The conversation is immediately put in a different paradigm. You're looking at it from a different set of lenses. When you say racism in America right now, we're talking racism against people of color, black, Asian, anybody not white. That's racism. That's how it's described now.
Let's BIPOC. Black, indigenous people and people of color.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So just BIPOC, because again, it's like. And again, not diminishing the Jewish struggle, because they still have struggles. They're still putting swastikas.
And you don't have to look far in recent history to see them dying in their synagogues. So,
Right.
Yes.
Wasn't there just a shooting a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Was it
that white supremacist group was yelling in Charlottesville, "Jews will not replace us."
Will not replace us.
Yes. So
Jews will not replace us, and so this is what we're saying. But when people don't see, they don't see it, because here's the thing about black folks.
What better opportunity, really, if you're so inclined, if you're out there listening and you're telling yourself, well, I didn't hear about that story, or I didn't hear about this story. There is not a better time of the year than Black History Month to go to there are so much you can learn. And it opens your eyes. It allows you to have a more intelligent conversation with other people. If you don't know,
it does.
Yes, it does. So what a better time this month than take that little bit of effort to research a little Black history. I guarantee you, it will break your heart.
And go to legitimate sources.
Yes, yes, please.
Go to the African American Museum, National Museum of African American History. go to, Howard University.
You want the website? Not, maybe one of y'all know. I can't remember. Is the one it's where they have the lynching.
The lynching museum down in
yes,
Mississippi.
In Mississippi, I can't remember the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Go see that online. Let me tell you something. Right. There's a history in this nation that is just heartbreaking, cruel, heartless.
And on top of that, John, here's the speaking of Ida B. Wells, who fought tirelessly to get anti-lynching laws, and yet there's still no anti-lynching laws.
Still, to this day, there is not an anti-lynching law. And it's still being discussed in the Senate today. There's still an anti-lynching bill in the Senate right now. It's there. It's there.
100 years.
Legislation we can't get passed? I don't think so.
It's like
they fight over words and what those words mean in here.
What those words mean.
Yes.
And it's like, when, and I'm gonna, because like on Robin's show, I am the spokesperson for every black person in America, and I got Bernadette to co-sign for me. But
we'll take your word for it.
Okay, in general, when it comes to black people and Jewish people, white people, whatsoever, black people, because we have to live our entire lives wondering and knowing how white folks act, because it is a matter of life and death. We are probably the most empathetic people on the
I'm trying to get a friend of mine, AJ, who is a friend of Maestro's, who is a professor, or was a professor up here at the college. I want to get him on because me and him have had some fantastic discussions back and forth. He's a great orator, great conversationalist.
Well, see, because my thing is, we see stuff through the lens.
Exactly.
At least
I could not put myself. I tell Maestro all the time, when the red lights come on behind me, the red blue lights come on behind me, my first thought is, fuck, how much is this ticket going to cost me?
How much is this ticket
That's not what's going through Maestro's head. That's not what's going through AJ's head. That's not what they're thinking of.
Going through my head.
No.
I mean, I never forget. I made a U-turn. Now, I didn't see the sign, the no U-turn sign, and I made a U-turn. Okay. I know this. I mean, like I said, I didn't realize it until I got pulled over.
Right.
And, I mean, but see, this was years back. This is before, with the whole, this was, early 2000s or what have you. So there wasn't the same fear. Half and never. Only thing they had to do was give me a ticket and let me go about my bag. Wait, no. They made me get out the car, sit on the curb while they searched my car. Now, my registration was up to date. My tags were up to date. I had insurance. My license was valid. There was no reason for all of that.
Does the name Sandra Bland ring a bell? And I know it does.
Right.
Yes.
That part.
Yes.
And so, again, this is those things, like you said, like I tell, white people, like me and my brother-in-law, who is a Trumper motherfucker. He actually, okay, I'll sit down and
I don't know how you do that. Driving in L.A. is one thing,
Having a Trump
brother-in-law, that's
in my family.
That's dangerous, baby. You're a courageous woman.
To his credit, he has learned to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Okay, just shut the fuck up. But he had the audacity. I take that back. The caucasity.
The caucasity.
To comparing, about the stereotypes. I get tired of being stereotyped as a white guy. And blah, blah. And I just looked at him, and my sister put her head in her pants like, oh, no.
You didn't just say that.
You didn't just say that. I said, okay, baby.
Yeah.
The
door has been opened.
You're so worried about, and I said, oh, God bless you, and having to deal with being a white man and being stereotyped. But I have a question for you, boo. Will that stereotype get you killed?
Chances are no.
No, he gets to walk away and tell his story.
You know, does that stereotype give you certain people the right to weaponize me and my skin color? And does that stereotype, did you have to have a talk with your son about what to do if accosted by the police because of that stereotype? Huh? Did you?
No, he did not. And it doesn't cross his mind when he gets pulled over. He's not thinking about a life and death situation. He's thinking, how much is this going to cost me? Right. And chances are he can be pretty belligerent with the officer.
Yep.
That's another thing. Yeah, you don't see many black people giving a cop a bunch of lip. Because you hear a lot of when something happens, a lot of people will say, well, you know, if he would have just done what the cop said, if he hadn't, you don't know what was going on there. Who had the attitude is a good question. Chances are, it's usually the guy who just pulled you over. Let me take a minute here because I have to catch up. I have a lot of, I will. Here you go. I got a few catch-ups to do here. Miss Claudia Garcia, thank you very much, came in with a $2 donation and said, any word on the voting time is, any word? Oh, I did that one, didn't I? Time is ticking. Yep. Yeah, I did that. I didn't click it. See, there's a mistake. Claudia Garcia came in with $5 and said, what do you think about Biden talking to Mitch about the Supreme Court pick? Ooh. I don't think Mitch is going to give any trouble. I think Mitch is going to shut his mouth, really. It will look terrible with the Republican Party in the shape it's in right now if they try to block a black woman from the Supreme Court. Not good timing, boys. And I think Mitch McConnell knows that. So I don't think Mitch McConnell's going to say a whole lot about the pick. I think he'll probably vote for whoever it is. That's what I think anyway. Claudia Garcia, thank you very much. Lady Freedom Rocks came in with $5 and said, you got to fight for your right to party. To fight is to vote. There you go, baby. And let me see. Ohio Dad 70, my buddy Joe up in Cincinnati came in with $5 and said, black race is the human race. Black comes in many shades, including the white-skinned blacks. My brothers, stay blue dot strong. Peace. Indeed. Joe, I need to give you a call. Tell Steve I said hi. Last time I think we were on the phone, I think he was breaking up or something. Great guy, Joe is. Anyway, and that's not his real name. Ain't that some shit? Anyway, Sheila Y Loves Sunsets donated $5 through Super Chat. Sheila, thank you very much. And Miss Linda, a.k.a. Mary Ellen, came in with $10 and said, play it, John Boy.
I just need you to shut the fuck up, cause nobody asked you, bitch. I need you to shut the fuck up, bitch. 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 Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow.
What are we gonna do? We're not gonna be able to get through a show without playing that song. I'm sorry.
That's right.
It makes me smile.
Just to go sit down and shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. I know so many people I need to tell that to. But you don't.
Joe Biden, you need to say that to Joe Biden. Yeah. And so when people say, or even better, Nancy Pelosi. No. Send that shit to Auntie Max.
Actually, I got Joe right here.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
There's
right.
Joe.
Send that shit to Auntie Max so she can say, okay, I need you to listen to this.
Listen to this, baby. It's an important message you all need to know. Anyway, I guess we ought to wrap it up for this evening. I want to thank everybody for coming by and joining us this evening. Johnny Five, thank you very much, brother. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Yes, sir. Stay warm up there as best you can. I'm just saying.
I will, and what's left over here, I'll send back down to you.
Kiss my ass. See there? Don't be talking shit here. See there? I'm being nice to you. You're going to come down here and cuss like that at me. Anyway. All right, Dessa, thank you very much. We're so glad Dan is out of the hospital in the nursing home. And maybe you can get a little more closer to him every day. Ardessa, are you with us? She may have stepped away. Anyway, Ardessa, thank you very much. And Tony Boyd.
Sir.
The cooking. Man, we're checking your shit out on food porn. Dude, you're killing me. And dude, you're going to get me in trouble. I'm going to go in there and take the iPad in there and tell Marcia,
Yes.
look, do this. Can you do this? You know what she's going to do? I'll do something. Yeah, that's what she'll do. I'm pretty happy with the way my wife cooks.
Say this. Same time, same station. Keep watching.
Keep watching, baby. Well, you're doing a hell of a job. Hey, I cook breakfast.
Yeah.
I cook breakfast every damn day.
I looked at some of that.
I'm the
I
first
looked
one
at
up.
some of that, Tony. It was great.
I should make
Looks
a picture
good.
of mine.
Thank you.
Biscuits and
Thank
gravy.
you very much, guys. I appreciate you having me here tonight, too.
By scratch, gravy, flour and the grease thing. Just saying. I know how to do. I'm on my way around the kitchen. I'm no Justin Wilson or any. Anyway, Tony, thank you for being here, brother. We appreciate it tremendously. Tracy, such a pleasure, baby. Thank you for coming by again. We enjoy it.
Hey, you know what? It is an honor and a privilege
I know it ain't.
to be here, and especially hanging out with my girl Bernadette, because
Yeah.
I'm so glad y'all hooked up.
she's, like I said, down. You got your own cooking.
I'm telling you, that's what I was going over there telling Robin. I got my own Tracy. I got a Tracy.
Yeah.
Her name's Bernadette, baby. That's right. Powerful black woman, man. I'm telling you, they have a voice, and we should listen. And it makes you a better person. It makes you a more informed person.
that part.
Huh?
I said that part. That again, don't when a black woman says something, fucking listen.
Yeah.
Because we're coming from a place that it benefits everybody.
And it might be hard to hear, but I guarantee it's coming from the heart.
Like you said, it's what is it? All these damn laws. I don't want my little, I don't want little Johnny and Becky's feelings to get hurt, so we can't, Fuck y'all. You don't want to be uncomfortable? I'll try being uncomfortable for the last 400 motherfucking years. Okay.
That passion comes through, baby. The passion comes through, and that's when the truth comes through. And that's what we all need to hear. And that's what we all need to practice. That's what I tell people here. There's nothing here in front of me anymore. I used to have a little whiteboard behind me with the big news on it, so I wouldn't forget it. Nowadays, I forget everything. But it's my voice is no different than your voice. And we all can use it. We don't all have to jump on YouTube, maybe, but you have a sphere. You have a circle of friends. You have acquaintances and people that you talk to every day. You don't have to make it the number one issue all the time. Every time, oh, shit, here comes Bob's going to bring up goddamn politics.
Right. Nobody to talk to you then.
That's right. But when the opportunity arises to do or say the right thing, do that. Do that. Stick up and say the right thing at the right time, because it makes a big difference. Have that kind of courage in you. That's what has to happen. It's not always easy. Believe me, around my neighborhood, I'm not a well-liked individual anymore around here. I could give two shits.
You're loved in this family.
I get more from this family, baby, than I ever did. And the sad thing is I'm no different now than I was before Trump came on the scene. I was a Democrat a long time on this street before this shit hit. And I haven't changed. It's my voice. They hear my heart, and they don't like what they hear, because I call them out for their bullshit. And to me, it's bullshit. Anyway, Tracy, thank you very much. Bernadette, of course, thank you, baby. I always appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I always appreciate
My pleasure.
you. Always. Anyway, I want to thank everybody on YouTube, on Facebook for coming by and joining us. Time is precious, they say, so we're glad you spent some of it here. Anyway, mañana is Friday, so put the beer on the ice, put the bud in the bowl, and let's get ready for this shit. And let's try to have a nice, relaxing weekend. There's going to be plenty of entertainment next week.
And we got sunshine.
Yeah, and Bernadette's got sunshine. I'm going to freeze my butt off for the next few days.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
All I gotta do is put the beer on the front porch. It'll get cold.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I could do that tonight too. 28 degrees. Are you shitting me?
We got.
No.
I don't understand that. I do not, I cannot, and I fucking will not understand that kind of code. That's
I just don't. I don't do it. I did it one time. I found out I didn't like it. No. I am a sand and sea kind of guy. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of this family. Try to start the day out tomorrow. Put a smile on somebody's face. It'll put a smile in your heart, baby. It's the best thing you can do for your health. Is try to carry it through the day looking for the bright side. That's all it is. There's got to be a silver lining there somewhere. You just got to hunt for it. Anyway, I love y'all so much. Y'all say good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all later.